Hello, my name is Neil Campbell. I'm Director of Campus Services at the University of Glasgow, and I have an interest in various student support activities, and in particular the use of the Fraser Building for commercial and added value student services. I was largely responsible for discussions which ended up with the introduction of a full GP service in the Fraser Building, which, although it's only been operational for a few months, has proved to be remarkably successful and very popular with students, given its accessibility and location on campus. This was the result of negotiations over a period of 2 to 3 years, and in tandem with the negotiations over the installation of a GP practice, some fairly detailed discussion had taken place with the NHS regarding the appropriateness of a small pharmacy facility adjacent to the GP. Although initially the idea was welcome and all the indications were that this was something that was going to go ahead, it subsequently, to significant disappointment, transpired that this would have to go through a series of fairly complex processes, and therefore the initial opening of the Fraser Building did not incorporate a pharmacy operation within it. An initial application was unsuccessful, and therefore further data and research has been compiled in support of the case, and others will speak to this in a short series of clips in addition to this one. There's a great deal of evidence on campus to support the demand for a pharmacy on site, and in particular the barrier-free access and accessibility is particularly important in relation to the 2,000 or so students on campus, and that there are other desirable facets to having a pharmacy on site, not least for the obvious reason it's immediately adjacent to a fully fledged GP practice who are registered with the Student Disability Service. We believe that such a bespoke service is not readily available elsewhere in the local area. On balance, therefore, it's a very desirable and worthwhile facility to have on campus. We don't doubt it will be extremely popular with students based on their feedback, and other colleagues in the university who look after specific facets of student welfare strongly support a pharmacy being part of the campus provision. Clearly, the service proposed would be very specific and limited to functions such as student-related advice on health matters and the issue of prescription pharmaceuticals. What it would not be is a retail outlet diversifying into such things as toiletries and travel accessories. It would be purely the fundamentals of pharmacy, and therefore, for that reason alone, we see no reason why it shouldn't sit comfortably within the wider commercial environment in the West End of Glasgow. The added value of the proposed pharmacy's intention to deal with smoking cessation, travel clinic advice, dietary advice and sexual health advice can only add to the broad and comprehensive range of services already provided by the GP practice. The pharmacy service would therefore be relevant, current and complementary to all the other student services that are provided by the university for both its students and, to an extent, its staff on site.
I think a campus pharmacy really is essential for students. If you look at the type of things that campus pharmacy could provide, specialist services to help students stop smoking, to help students take care of their sexual health, and students really do get flu, especially after Freshers Week. Everyone gets ill, everyone gets tired. So having something where you can just go and get some medicine when you feel really rotten in between lectures. You've only got an hour to get your lunch, to get some potentially books from the library, to go and get some food. Nipping downstairs would be really useful for students. Also, international students, there's a service downstairs where you can get help, where they can help you with translation and languages. So if students were potentially having problems that they couldn't really tell you about, then you could just nip upstairs to get some help. Also, when you go down to Byers Road, the pharmacy, which is the pharmacy most people would use, it's down a huge hill, which is really hard when it's slippy and wet, as it often is in Glasgow. It takes a long time, it's busy, you often have to wait, 30 minutes for your prescription, and you just don't have that time as a student often, and it would just be really good, it would be really useful. Students with disabilities really do find it hard because you've got to go all the way down Great George Street or down University Avenues, which are really steep hills, across the really busy Byers Road with the traffic lights that don't last very long, and then when you do get to the pharmacy on Byers Road, there's a bus stop in front of it, so even if you're able-bodied and you're walking through on your own, it's really hard to get through and fight your way to the door of booths, but for disabled students it really would be a total nightmare for them to get to the pharmacy.